the Royal Rumble way, we have several new announcements for the show. Brock Lesnar will be in the men's match, and this was broken on the Pat McAfee show. A huge scoop for Pat McAfee. Were they going to get Brock Lesnar in studio? No, that wasn't going to happen. Brock, can we get you on a Zoom call? Can you join us by Zoom? No, that's not going to work either. How about FaceTime on Pat's phone? And we will zoom in on the phone. That'll work. And that is how Brock Lesnar entered the Royal Rumble for Saturday. He's off to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I guess interesting tactic to maybe announce it this way versus trying to do a surprise. I suppose it tells you that they have other surprises in stock and that this is one they're willing to let out.
Yeah, he's been on the promotional material. I think everyone was expecting him in this match, and it's a last minute name to just maybe spike some interest the week of as well. Other names attached. So we'll stay in the men's match. Rey Mysterio posted a photo en route to Saudi Arabia in the plane. So presumably it had been reported by Dave Meltzer on Tuesday that it sounds like he was okay after the injury on Monday. And the fact that he was flown to Saudi Arabia, like I would think if they had any concerns about his health, he wouldn't have made the trip to Saudi Arabia. So unless otherwise stated, I would expect him to be in the Rumble as he had previously been announced for on Saturday.
Yeah, seems like it. Pictured here unmasked with presumably Penta and Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee getting the middle seat, which maybe tells you the hierarchy of that team.
Yes. The this is the senpai culture. Look at Rey just exuding Gucci confidence here. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Man is dressed for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then Jackie Redmond also posted everyone taking their photos on the flight, and she awoke after 16 hours and took a selfie. And there in the background.
Did she? She did sleep the whole. Yeah, you're right.
She said, she slept the whole ride. And
wow, good for her.
Took this selfie where Nikki Bella is in the background there. So that was.
People are really studying these pictures. I would say.
Dude, there's no industry like nothing in pro wrestling will ever be everything is a calculated plan. Yeah. Everything is by design. Everything is a manipulation of you. It's just
this is not. This is okay.
This sure means nothing. This means nothing.
Well, I'm sure it's Nikki Bella, but you don't even really see her eyes. It's you have to match her ears, to a photo of Nikki Bella in order to really tell. I'm sure. But a lot of detectives out there. Maybe this is all calculated too, John.
It's all.
Maybe Brock Lesnar could have just shown his ear in the background of one of these pictures.
Yeah, I had 3 people that knew, and we pulled in Jackie Redmond and said, Jackie, you know what you're doing on the plane? What, Paul? You're gonna take the selfie with Nikki Bella. You can't tell anybody. Only Cody knows. Oh my gosh. I get to take the selfie with Nikki to reveal. You can't tell anybody, okay? You can't. Only 3 people in the world know. And if it was a 4th, I'd have to kill them. Nice. Unreal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is the spin-off series. Uninteresting. All of Paul's secrets. So we go towards Saturday's show. 4 matches on the show. I would imagine it's going to stay at these 4. I don't think this show needs much more, but let's first go through just the non-Rumble matches itself. We have Drew McIntyre against Sami Zayn and AJ Styles against Gunther. Starting off with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. Do you have any sense, since we've talked on Monday, what closes the show on Saturday?
My feeling is so AJ Gunther, if it's AJ's final match, I could see getting that final spot. But do they consider AJ? Yeah, I could see that one ending it. Otherwise the men's Rumble. How about you?
I look at it from several standpoints. Number one, I think the most important match on the show is Styles and Gunther. That definitely, I think, has the most interest for all the reasons we've gone over. I guess it's the question of would they want to end this show with with that note, and maybe they would, I feel less and less of Sami Zayn winning this title on this show. I think most people probably saw it as like a smaller probability, but that's where I'm going. I think Drew has a lot of legs as a champion. I think Zayn winning the title is certainly a viable path at some point that you could get to, but I do not see it happening here. And I feel Drew retains the belt, and I think he could be a really, like, he's a fresh champion. And I think him going into Mania as champion, I think there's a lot of interest in that for a lot of reasons. So I see Drew going over in this match. Do you see otherwise?
I see Drew winning as well. I mean, there might have been a bit more momentum behind Zayn, but I feel like a lot of that talk has sort of been like replaced by the interest in AJ Styles versus Gunther, and therefore it doesn't really feel like it's setting the stage for a big Sami Zayn championship winning
AJ
moment.
is the sympathetic, like, the big baby face that your audience is rooting for of these stories that they have told. I agree with you.
Meanwhile, this could be Sami Zayn's like WrestleMania 39. He could lose this one and maybe like reel from it for the rest of the year as like one of the more embarrassing, moments of his entire career, and then fight back to get to WrestleMania next year in Saudi Arabia, where he will perhaps more likely become champion.
Styles and Gunther, regardless of where it goes on the show, it'll be really interesting to see this one, because I could certainly see an idea where, like, when this was made, that this was going to be the retirement match. And that's why I do feel Gunther wins this match. I think that is going to be what they do. If they somehow do some kind of like loophole at the end for AJ. But all I will say is I wonder if they believe that this would catch the level of kind of engagement that this seems to have acquired over this last week, and what the match with Nakamura provided, what the match with even Punk and the response. And I think you have a lot of genuine interest in this match, but I just seeing that phantom tap that they did on, well, the tap that was not recognized on the TV match, even for the feel good story, I would not be beating Gunther at this point, even if it meant coming back and winning the Rumble later in the show. So I see Gunther winning this.
I'm curious to know like what even like maybe we'll kind of venture into like the world of like betting odds with this show in particular, just because of the Rumble and everything during this preview. But I'm kind of curious to know what they are for like AJ and Gunther, just because I'm curious to know what the public feels. I feel like the conversation over the past week and a half has really been has really had people believing like that this is AJ's final match, and I'm still of that belief, yeah. But I can also see, I'm just like picturing Unreal Season 3 and Paul Levesque, feeling like telling the the world that, hey, like we could really got something here. We could really pull one off on subverting audience expectations. I know, like, we saw the Nakamura, diary entry and all the rumors about his contract ending in February. These things are all, like, they can all be changed with a quick signature or even a handshake. And so I feel like there'd be a lot of temptation to continue this. I'm sure if you're the WWE, you would rather, like, milk this at least until WrestleMania, if not maybe even a show.
There's definitely a lot more juice to squeeze out of this AJ story beyond Saturday. I think that's very clear.
So the only question is how adamant AJ Styles is himself to retire specifically at the Royal Rumble, which is the show where he made his debut. Like, can we believe that it is that important to AJ that he would retire at the Royal Rumble out of the United States? That I don't necessarily know. Especially if the idea is, okay, like I'm just picturing in my head, here's a bunch more money for you to retire at WrestleMania instead. I just think that there's a lot more possibility for him to like have at least one more match for a big send off.
Let me ask you this: if you had like a runway of AJ, like a WWE series of matches of who you have available to you, like what are the matches, like a handful of matches that you would make with AJ that have not happened?
in his final year specifically. Kaz, top of the list. Okay, of course.
It's Frankie Kazarian. Like
I
Leon
love this-
Slater.
I was joking about Kaz. I don't have to
Well,
see the Kaz match.
like I'm okay.
But okay.
Go on if you have other names.
Javon Evans, like the next generation AJ Styles. I want to see that.
Bet.
Right. Very good. Yeah, Leon Slater, one of those, absolutely. Trying to think of I mean, these are all matches we really could have had like already. You know, not necessarily.
Like and frankly, like you think of AJ, it's like a lot of the matches are, you know, it's either they've done them, or it's guys in AEW.
Punk would have been at the top of the list.
Yeah, Punk,
and they just did it.
and you know, and they got that one out. And
did.
they really raced to get that one in as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like you could do like that, like a Leon Slater or a Javon that they've kind of dangled in front of you, Kazarian that they teased, but it's like, are these the matches
No,
that
they're
are just like the like Paul Levesque is like, we can't let him retire until these ones finish. Like, yeah, you're always going to have options and stuff. So it's like, how much is really on the table here that you're looking for? And
So to me, I don't even think it would be any of those guys. I think it would be the rubber match against Gunther.
yeah, and
Be a third
listen,
match
you
against
could totally like that's one way to do it. Like you could do the idea of like Gunther slips on a banana peel and then like he wins the Rumble and then he puts his Mania, the chance for AJ to headline WrestleMania, and he's got to beat Gunther for the spot at Elimination Chamber, and that's Styles' last match. Like you could extend it to that.
And let's not forget, like the stipulation is, I mean, if AJ loses, he retires. There are ways that you can end a match without having this person lose, right? And I don't necessarily think the audience will shit on it because it means that AJ Styles' career gets to continue.
I also think that Gunther's win over John Cena was like, that was the biggest match WWE promoted last year. And that was all done with the idea that somebody bigger is going to come along and get that and beat Gunther. And to me, that should not be AJ Styles. And Gunther should not be losing until it's a major deal, when somebody silences the bully. And for me, it's like,
I don't think
this week that AJ story is great, but if you're looking for the bigger picture here, I mean, I don't think Gunther should be losing this.
Well, I don't think a loss, like in the record books, kills Gunther, kills his aura. Again, there are ways out of a match that can result in
It
a
doesn't
technical
kill him at
loss.
all, but it does lessen the impact that I feel that that win over Cena was designed to build him for.
If Gunther is the one to eventually actually retire AJ Styles, then you still restore that whatever he loses, you know, as a result of like maybe even a count out. Like again, it has to be a very satisfying, spectacular way to deliver a count out finish if you're going to do that on a pay-per-view. But like he could get out of this match with a loss in the record books or just even something and still end this feud with like continuing, you know, on the rocket ship that he's been on. So final prediction, you're going with AJ.
No, Gunther.
Oh, sorry, you're going Gunther. Well, I'll just play the the contrarian and go with AJ then.
Okay. January is your month to beat the price increase at the Post Wrestling Cafe. Before our regular tier jumps to $8, you have a chance to lock in the old existing price for all of 2026, but you've got to do it before February 1st. Also this month, we kick off our WWE Unreal Season 2 reviews with weekly releases covering each and every episode. We'll also be looking back at the Okada-Tanahashi feud dating back to 2012 with some of their most famous matches. Plus, Chris Jericho's Alliance Tale will be the subject of this month's book club. All that and more is yours at postwrestlingcafe.com. Let's go to the Rumble matches. We'll start off with the women's match that announced so far. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree, who declared on an episode of A Shot of Brandy, and Becky Lynch. And also declaring is the right side of Nikki Bella's face as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they're really going through all, you know, corners of the internet in order to make these announcements. I mean,
Yeah,
Pat
we got
McAfee
Randy
show.
Orton announcing on Get Up that he's in the Rumble. Brock on FaceTime on the Pat McAfee show. So,
Great. Excellent.
Yeah.
I feel like the obvious pick is Liv Morgan, and this is where I will go to Bet Online to see what the current odds are. And they also have Liv Morgan at -125 as the favorite.
Oh, okay.
Followed by Bianca Belair at +175, and then at +325 Rhea Ripley. That's followed by Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, and Io Sky. So I mean, so much of the momentum feels like it's behind Liv Morgan. Like she is a centerpiece of like that WrestleMania ad, made her big debut, and seems poised at least for one of the title matches at WrestleMania. And this feels like as likely like either this or Chamber feels like her entryway towards it. But then you also have Bianca Belair, who is suffering from like the worst finger injury known to mankind, and I feel she could very much make her return here so that she can eventually face Jade Cargill, which is a very natural destination for her. What do you think?
It's a great way to bring back Belair, the natural match that you have with Jade. I mean, I'm going with Liv Morgan to win this just because I think there's the most interesting story of her that you do have. Like, let's remember the winner of the Rumble has to kind of carry this storyline for 2.5 months until WrestleMania. It's a long gap between the Rumble and WrestleMania that you've got to keep this fresh. And I think Liv Morgan does put you in that position to, like with all the infighting of the Judgment Day, what she can do with Roxanne Perez, with Raquel Rodriguez, and for a lot of reasons, I think that Liv makes a lot of sense for this one. I guess other scenarios, certainly Rhea winning is one you could throw out there. Her and Jade, that could be a big match. If Belair was ready, I mean, that's a really compelling way to bring them back, and they love doing that.
It's hard for me to think, man, what's up with this finger injury, man? I don't know if there are reports of like Belair. Like if Belair is going to be in the Rumble, maybe she'd be one of the more secretive ones that they would keep hidden.
I would hate to bring her back if she's not winning this. Like it would not really make a whole lot of sense to bring her back if she's not winning.
Yeah, provided she's healthy. I see Rumble for Belair and maybe Chamber for Liv Morgan. That way you could like tease the drama of maybe which Judgment Day member might end up with the title shot a little bit longer, all the way to Chamber. Like assuming maybe you put a Roxanne or even a Raquel into the Chamber match itself. That seems to offer a bit more drama. Whereas, like, if you have Belair win right now, Jade is a champion, maybe that's a bit more of a clear, obvious direction that you could already tell from January forward. So you're going with Liv. Why don't I go with Belair?
Okay. It is kind of odd that we have Raquel Rodriguez in this match when she's got a title match on Monday night.
Well, you want to just solidify double your chances of winning the championship.
What happens if she wins the Rumble? Like in storyline, if she were to win this match, and then she
faces
gets the title on Monday and wins the title.
Well, then there's no match at WrestleMania then.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
that's what everyone's fighting for, right? The ability to have the night off.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And any surprises you want to maybe?
I'm going to go through some of these at the end.
Okay,
for you to navigate through. So the men's match, we have, first of all, Bet Online sent me this, and I don't have Odds Way.
Okay.
You can go to Odds, but they polled people, and by state, they have who is most likely to win. Wow. So in the U.S., 20 different states are predicting Braun Breaker to win, including Delaware, Georgia, and Illinois. 11 states, including.
Sorry, geographically, is there any sort of like trend you could point towards?
There are red and blue states. I mean, wrestling has no
political.
It's not
political. Yeah, of course.
11 states, the second most, are picking Roman Reigns. This Alaska, California, Connecticut, Florida, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, New Hampshire, Oregon, South Carolina, and Washington. No. 7 states are picking Sami Zayn, who's not even in the Rumble. That being Arkansas. Arkansas is a huge population base for Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Along with Minnesota, New York, North Dakota, and South Dakota. He's got the Dakotas, Vermont, and Wyoming.
Of course, yes.
Huge following for Sami Zayn. 6 different states are picking Jacob Fatu. 2 states are choosing LA Knight. Colorado, they must be high, and Utah. There's no way LA Knight is winning this Royal Rumble. 2 states are picking Gunther to win, Arizona and Pennsylvania. And 2 states are picking Oba Femi, North Carolina and Alabama.
Fascinating. I
Yes.
mean, I really wonder what it says about the people that are voting. I also would love to know how many votes we are maybe drawing this data off of. Like, are we talking?
They actually do stipulate
Oh, yeah?
here it's based on over 110,000 tweets that they tracked
Okay,
using
interesting.
hashtags and direct keyword phrases about fans who they think will win this year's Royal Rumble. So
Oh, fascinating
that is the
data.
data here. Nobody believes Cody Rhodes will win simply because he's already won the event in back-to-back years. So yeah, Cody was omitted here.
Okay. Well, according to the odds at Bet Online. By the way, I swear we're not sponsored. Like we aren't doing any of these things. It's just the first site that I found. Roman Reigns is the favorite at as of this point at plus 165. He is followed by Sami Zayn at plus 400. So a lot of people assuming Sami will assuming lose the match and then enter the Rumble. And then he's followed closely by Braun Breaker at plus 450, and then followed closely by Cody Rhodes at plus 475. So it seems like the front runner is Roman Reigns, followed by Zayn, Breaker, and Rhodes. Do you disagree? Like, what who's your
No,
favorite?
not so much. Could see Reigns winning. I could see Braun Breaker winning. I think those two make a lot of sense. I think
With what being the destinations? Because I feel like this is the more like this determines who wins the Rumble, right?
I have a hard time imagining them running back Punk and Braun at WrestleMania. Punk and Reigns is an option.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Reigns and Braun is to me like the freshest direction that has their history with Reigns and the loss to Bronson Reed and all of that. It just gets complicated in getting a title into that scenario there. But you could do it.
You could do it. Punk loses to Breaker at Chamber, and then Reigns goes.
Yeah,
for it.
that's Punk in Chicago losing the belt, which again you could do.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, I see that. Well, when I say I see that, I mean those are kind of the scenarios that we're looking at. I feel for a lot of these. So Braun and Reigns to me are probably those are the logical 1-2 picks. Gunther, I think, is going to be contingent on the AJ deal. Like if he beats AJ, and that's before the Rumble, I don't know. Like is he? I guess he's. Is he officially listed for this? I think he is.
Let me just consult Wikipedia. Gunther is not. Oh, he is.
not.
He is. Apologies.
He is.
He is.
Okay.
It was announced on Raw. Yes, he is.
Okay.
So he'll be he'll be working double duty. That was the whole promo. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's another option. I will say this, that in terms of your left field, like Jey Uso winning last year type of pick, I kind of like the idea of Jacob Fatu winning this Rumble.
Okay. I thought you were going to say LA Knight.
No, I don't.
After seeing him get dressed down by Triple H on Unreal, does that diminish your desire to see?
Yeah, I would not be looking at LA Knight to win this and watch me have to isolate this clip.
I think people would compare it to the Jey Uso thing a little too much, to just have Knight win Rumble out of nowhere. So I don't see that.
Jacob Fatu would be met really well. I feel we are going towards him, Drew, and Cody is probably a destination for Mania, and that gets Fatu in there. Like if you're going to create a three-way, I don't think you want that to be the result of Elimination Chamber. I think it makes more sense that one of them gets it here, and then another is able to carve themselves into the match somehow. Breaker, I think Braun makes a lot more sense to go into the Chamber and come out of that. And you can have the dynamic that Braun has to be in the Chamber with a Bronson Reed, with a Logan Paul, and can they work together? Or I think you should set up a spot.
But you're already telling that story here.
Yeah, but I think they should have some miscommunication or something where they don't end up winning the Rumble and then they get a second chance at Elimination Chamber.
And then there's infighting again. Like, are you telling?
No, I think that is the one where Braun ultimately wins at the Chamber.
Yeah. Like I don't see other Vision members entering the Chamber because again, it feels so similar to what they're doing here with like every Vision member kind of stacking the odds on paper, for Braun. I think for that reason, Braun Breaker does not win this Rumble because he's got all the Vision guys in there with him, and they'll do a whole thing where like they'll start working together and then they'll turn on each other, but Braun will still be the one remaining, and I think Braun will still eventually lose the match. So that would leave Roman Reigns as a heavy option. I think like is Cody in the match?
Yes.
He is. He is in the match.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he is. Yeah, he's one of the main guys. Yeah, Reigns, Cody.
Is there any chance of an Orton win in this?
Oh man. So what? Orton versus who? I don't think there's the sort of desire for people to see or want to see Orton in a
Yeah, I don't see him
match.
fitting in this one. I'll say like there's a good field here of like different scenarios you can go with, like a Breaker, Gunther, Cody, Reigns, even a Jacob Fatu. Like I look at all of those as like viable winners. I don't see Lesnar. I don't see Orton.
How about Zayn?
Well, Zayn's not in this technically, but sure. Like, yeah, if he loses and then gets in, yeah, he would be another candidate that you would have on the list here. I'm not picking him either, though.
I'm not picking Zayn. Again, I feel like his destination might be next year's WrestleMania if they have faith in keeping him that hot. I'm going to go with Reigns myself.
Okay. I'm going with Jacob Fatu. That's the pick.
Maybe AJ Styles is in the Rumble.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Let's. And then he retires and takes his WrestleMania spot with him.
After he wins the Rumble.
Oh, hell. Okay, so there you go. That's the men's match. You think the men's match closes the show?
I think so. Yeah, well, again, so much of it is like I feel like it would
Depends
be
on what you're ending with, right? Like
It would be a real tell if it's the main event. Then I think everybody would be led to believe that AJ is actually retiring. But otherwise, I would say Rumble. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to throw these names at you. You're going to tell me likely or unlikely that they're in the Rumble. Okay.
Sure.
Are you in agreement with 2 states in the United States that LA Knight will be in the men's Rumble?
Yes.
Okay.
Will he be in the men's Rumble? Yeah. I guess he's not. I'm surprised he's not even officially.
He's been off
listed.
TV. Like this is the expected return. Yes.
Yeah,
But he's
yeah,
not
I
announced.
expect him.
No. Chad Gable.
Oh man, well, I don't know the latest medical update, but I'm gonna say no because it feels like okay, so I guess the scenario might be 2 Grande Americanos.
Yes.
in the Rumble.
That was my
Yeah.
second one. Chad
Okay.
Gable as El Grande America.
I like it. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Frankie Kazarian.
No, I don't think enough people. I'm sorry, I don't think he garners that big of a reaction.
Do you see any males from TNA?
Like who's a big enough name? Like
It would only be Leon Slater, I think.
okay.
He was just on SmackDown. I don't know. I guess it's possible.
I'm gonna say no this year because
Yeah.
they have so many people that they
Okay.
can get otherwise.
Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, that's a good one for Saudi. So I'll say yes.
The better one. Psycho Clown.
No.
Brie Bella.
Brie mode. Yeah. How did people know that ear did not belong to Brie? They are identical twins, after
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Who was she talking to?
all. I don't know. I would say no for Brie.
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar. I'm gonna say no.
Kalani Jordan. Absent from
okay.
NXT on
That's
Tuesday.
a good one. Yeah.
Evil.
Huh. Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. Yes.
Kendall Gray.
Well, I want you to give your
Oh, okay.
predictions, too.
I'm on Kalani Jordan. Yes, I would say. I think the fact that they have touted the fact that she would be on my list of NXT women that you would want here. Sol Ruka, I'm not even going to ask because I think that's a guarantee. I'd say Kalani as well. Yes.
Okay. How about evil?
I'm going to say no.
No. Okay. I changed my answer then.
Oh, okay. Kendall Gray.
No.
You don't see Sonata either.
I don't see Sonata. No.
That'd be great.
Imagine him coming out either with his light up Daft Punk thing or his big boombox.
I asked this seriously. Would he get a reaction? Sonata? Would enough people know Sonata?
I don't know. I don't know what the new Japan subscriptions are in Saudi Arabia. I'm gonna say no. I also don't know how big of a deal Evil is to a Riyadh crowd.
Yeah.
So maybe I would change that as well. Yeah.
Did you say Kendall Gray?
I said no for Kendall
No?
Gray. Yeah.
I'll say yes on Kendall Gray. Either or both of the Inspiration.
Oh, okay. Oh man, 2 spots it feels like it's a lot, So I'm gonna say no. Yeah.
Following in the tradition of Mickey James and twice with Jordan Grace, we get TNA Knockouts champion representation with Lei Ying Lee.
No.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
You think so?
I think that would be a good spot for his debut. Yeah. Don't you? I don't know.
I'm
how
going to
big
say
of a-
no. I'm going to say no.
I don't know how big of a reaction he'll give it. I also think like being a giant in the Rumble. Just,
I think
like,
he'd get a
throwing
big
guys
reaction
out.
if he came out, but I don't know. I just feel they're going to. I would say for him and Evil, I think they're going to build up there.
That's Royce Keys.
Wait a minute, he's with Peyton Royce. AJ Lee in the women's match.
Oh man.
I'm going
yeah.
to say no since they're in Chicago next month. I think that makes more sense for.
Maybe she'll have a match in Chicago.
Yeah, you're right. She could come here and it sets up something for Chicago. So
she'll do
you're
stuff
saying
with
yes
Becky.
for AJ.
I'll say yes for AJ. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless like I mean again like the fact that Punk has done Saudi, I don't know if like AJ would have any sort of qualms about it. So at this point, yeah, I wouldn't expect so.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay, last two here. Tessa Blanchard.
Are you kidding? Why?
Just she's a female on the TNA roster.
No, I'm gonna say no.
And Jericho.
Man, Jericho, that's a big one, right? Come in and lose, right? Like he's not winning. We're not predicting him to win.
No, I would not have him win.
Would he come? Like, would that be a worthwhile re-debut for Jericho to come in to lose in the Rumble?
A lot of these returns now, I think about it through the lens of Unreal and the idea of doing a return where it involves an overseas trip and following Jericho. I think that I could very well see this being like your Unreal hook of taking this guy overseas, hiding him for several days in a foreign country. Yeah, I could see this one.
You could?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no on Jericho. I mean, the fact that he's also still listed on the AEW roster page.
Well,
does that not mean anything to you?
Well, maybe it'll delete. We didn't ask you this, but Lesnar, for his purpose in this Rumble, you would think it's to at least get the ball rolling on whatever his Mania direction is going to be.
Right.
I see two candidates for his Mania program. Gunther, Obafemi.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see the other one being the SummerSlam program that he gets. And you could go to Gunther now, you could go to Gunther at SummerSlam, or you flip them. But I think Gunther and Obafemi, I think that should be how Lesnar is handled this year. And those are his two big matches. Maybe and maybe that's it for him. Like who knows?
Yeah, isn't this according to who said this? Cena? Did Cena like?
I didn't hear the actual clip. I don't even know. So.
But the assumption is SummerSlam, Minneapolis might potentially be Lesnar's last one.
Well, we know he's doing Mania, so I guess your question is doing Mania. And
okay,
like,
so what do you do? Femi like beating Brock? Like whenever you get to that match, it would probably require Femi beating him, right?
Or he comes up short against like
you don't want to make like there are guys that you could do that with that like allowed them to have that sort of redemptive story, but I don't think Obafemi is one of those guys. Obafemi is the type of guy that you book somebody to beat. Like he should get it done on the first try. You know what I mean? Unless you're Ricky Saints.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean towards I think people will be more interested in Obafemi with Lesnar. I honestly think Gunther almost feels like he's
overpowered at this point. They trademarked career killer as a IP.
Yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Do you have any other ideas of
a Brock direction for Mania? I haven't really given it much thought, but man, like could he be? Like, I'm surprised I haven't really even considered him, like, even as, like, a potential for, like, a Punk. Yeah, Cody feels like we've already seen that. Breaker? No, because Breaker is likely with, like, a baby face, right? So, Brock and, like, Orton is not really an attractive match, I don't think. Like, name some baby faces. Who are he will be aligned potentially with Heyman. And that means somebody on Raw. Maybe Jacob Fatu. Brock.
I see Drew Fatu being involved in this title program.
Okay.
I mean, Punk's not the worst idea, especially if you got the title off of Punk. And for whatever reason, like he's not in that that title picture for Mania. Like Lesnar and Punk is a easy way that you can go, and it keeps Punk attached with Heyman's crew, and it's a new match relatively that you're doing with those two.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't have that much interest really in anybody. Maybe that's the problem.
A lot don't.
What about Jericho? Like, assuming he is there for Mania, then maybe this is a separate conversation for another time.
Him and Leon Slater.
Okay, I don't even hate that. Bet.
Yeah, bet.
Yeah.